Hello, my name is Corey Stennett, and my presentation will be about science fiction's influence on the world. It's pretty much going to be what my essay is going to be about. So for the thesis, I've already written out in early science fiction films, such as A Trip to the Moon, it paved the road for modern life, leading to an increase in audience interest towards science, advancements in special effects, having an undeniable influence on future technology, and giving audiences the ability to perform social commentary on the present through a false world. So one of the major factors that I'm going to focus on in my essay is the fact that science fiction films increase audience interest in science, and I am using case studies on elementary school students as well as college students from EBSCOhost in order to prove that movies like this actually increase viewer interest in science. And reasons for this include the special effects and editing, the large stages and background, and the fact that this is sort of an interesting fantasy that might otherwise be impossible. These are all things that draw viewers into the field of science eventually. Another important aspect of science fiction films is the advancements in special effects and editing. People will come to expect that these new sci-fi films are going to have just the best, most up-to-date CGI, and if you look at films like A Trip to the Moon, you can see that even back then, the effects that they were using were pretty amazing and pretty revolutionary considering the technology they had, which is basically just the ability to cut scenes and overlay film manually. So I want to focus on how that has advanced through the years, especially with movies like 2001: Space Odyssey, testing what's possible with modern editing technology at the time. I also want to focus on the influence that science fiction has had on modern technology, especially things like in Star Trek, they had the communicators, Space Odyssey or Terminator, there's the fear of AI taking over, driverless cars from Knight Rider. There's a whole bunch of things like this where someone wrote it down on paper and then put it into a movie or show, and it ended up actually becoming real eventually. And so that's just an interesting aspect of science fiction that I want to focus on. There's another instance of someone claiming that eventually satellites could be put in space and radio signals could be bounced off of them, and this happened something like 20 years before satellites ever were even thought of or launched. And so that's just something interesting that I'd like to focus on there. The final aspect of the essay is the fact that these science fiction films allow for social commentary. They kind of build these worlds that everyone recognizes as fake, which makes it easier for us to criticize the way that the characters act. And also, it's kind of a look inwards at our own society while also removing ourselves from that. And that allows us to more deeply criticize modern life without actually directly criticizing other people's values. And I feel that this increases our ability to recognize when things are going wrong in society, and it gives a sort of better ability to commentate on what's going on in society. And I also want to focus on the fact that many of these early films were often commentating on life and political ideologies either right before or right after a major war, especially World War I and World War II. There's a lot of instances there where movies were made, like I believe Metropolis was made specifically as commentary of what the governments were doing in Germany at the time. And so I'd like to focus on that a little bit as well. And that basically ends the report there. This is all our research involved so far for anyone interested. And wish you all the best of luck on your projects. Have a good day.